Hello, my beautiful Cancer. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. I'm Helen and I am so happy that you are here with me and watching this week's reading. So this time what we are going to be doing is we're going to be looking at your more grounded energies. We're going to see what kind of burden you are in the process of releasing and what will be materializing next for you. So if you watched last week's reading, then you may have noticed that I was doing a somewhat different system, and I decided to do that this time as well. I am using the Psychic Tarot Oracle cards in conjunction with the Mystical Shaman deck to give us more information and context to these energies that we are looking at. And of course, if you want to have a close look at the decks that I'm using, you can check the description box. They are all listed there. But yeah, before we get into dealing out the cards or shuffling the cards, I just want to remind you to use your discernment as you're watching this, because this is still a general reading and not all of the messages are going to resonate with every single one of you. So if anything that I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, if it sounds strange, or if it sounds like it's not something that you can really apply to your current circumstances, then please don't try and make it fit somehow. You can just leave it behind and you don't even have to pay too much attention to those messages, okay? So only take on board what you truly resonate with. But that being said, let's get straight to the cards. I'm going to be laying out all the cards, and then as I shuffle and do all that, I'm going to speed you guys through that part, and then we'll get into the reading. So, my sweet Cancer, even though we are doing a grounded energy reading, more of this like earth energy, your reading is actually very spiritual. It feels very spiritual in nature, but I'm gonna get the underlying energies out as well, because even though the underlying energy, which is Pachamama, which is Gaia, Mother Earth, nature, it is actually like pure earth energy, but like all the rest of it doesn't feel very earthy at all. It's very transcendent, it's very flowy, very intangible. But just looking at the cards that you have over here, I'm getting the sense that what you're going through right now, this process or this point in your life, this point in your journey, what is happening is meant to illuminate something for you, is meant to make you see a deeper truth about something. And it may very well have to do with you, with yourself in some regard. Because looking at these two cards coming out, we have the Spiral and Spiritual Strength. These two are talking about the burden that you are in the process of releasing. I feel like there have been like a lot of trials, tribulations that you have been going through. I'm actually kind of getting a flashback to the Taurus reading as I was shuffling the cards, and as they came out, the first thing that popped into my mind was Taurus, because we had kind of a similar energy there, but at the same time the energy is again, it's different, but I'm feeling a certain underlying energy that feels very similar. So I see that you have been put through a lot, and you may have been going through these cycles, maybe several of them, or maybe this is this one big recurring theme for you that has taken place. But I do see that it has been very tough on you, that you have been struggling a lot. And I do see that these energies that you have gone through, these experiences that you have gone through, have really put your strength to the test. They have really tested you. And I don't feel that it's only in a spiritual sense, even though that is definitely a huge part of that, to kind of make you build up your resiliency and your faith, and like to urge you to keep going, to urge you to keep believing and to keep striving towards your ultimate vision, even if things all around you are up in chaos. It definitely does test your spiritual strength, but as I said, I feel that it is not just your spiritual strength. I feel that it is all these different aspects of you that have been put to the test. Your emotional strength, your mental strength, your physical strength. And I'm even like, it's even just mind-boggling to me how there is this purple like ring or aura around it, this purple sphere that you can see behind this guru. And then this spiral is all in like, it's bluish and greenish and yellow as well, but it is also very pink and lilac-y, very purple as well. So your strength, your inner strength has truly been tested time and time again and almost faltered at times. Almost pushed to its breaking point at times. And I feel like being in this never-ending loop, being in this never-ending cycle of like the same experiences or the same things, the same themes coming up all the time. It's so exhausting and it's so overwhelming and it's so overpowering and so demotivating as well at times. But I kind of see that playing a very important role in making you realize something, making you see something that you just weren't seeing before. And I feel like that's the reason why this thing had to keep repeating. It just kept repeating so that you could finally see the message for what it was, so that you could finally acknowledge this cycle, this spiral that you have been in. But it has definitely been difficult. And I'm so baffled at how these cards, first of all, you get to the numerological synchronicity as well, with the 25 reducing down to 7 and the 7 coming out over here. That in and of itself is already like quite funny, but the similarity between these two cards is another thing that is just, it's striking. Because on both of these cards, I mean, on this one, you can barely see it, especially probably from where you're watching, but there is this tiny human being who is meditating on the top of this mountain. And there are these rays, there's this golden light that is like pulsating out of him and that's behind him, right? Like, it's crazy how similar these two are, because over here, this figure is standing on top as well. He's reaching the sun. And I think it's just the resemblance is just striking. But the message that is coming through is that this whole cycle that you have been going through, you will be coming to the realization of what that was for. You will be coming out on top. If you have been climbing this mountain and instead of feeling like you are getting closer to the top, you just feel like the top gets further and further away from you. Even though you keep climbing, you keep pushing upward and forward, it's just not getting closer. So you feel like however much you push, you're just never getting to that top. You're just never getting to that destination. But the cards over here are saying that yes, yes you are. Yes you are. Even though you may feel like all of this pushing, all of this persisting, persevering has almost been in vain. It has been for nothing, because you're still doing the same things. You're still following the same routines. You're still living the life the way that you've always lived it. You feel as though nothing has changed, and it's all the same thing day in and day out. The truth is that everything has changed. You have changed. The circumstances have changed. Maybe not in like the material sense right now, but definitely on an energetic level. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why we're getting this spiritual aspect coming through so strongly over here. Why this energy is so spiritual? Because these things that you have been working towards, they haven't manifested yet. They haven't materialized yet. They haven't found a physical form, right? But I feel like that's why this earth energy, this Pachamama, is coming through out here, because it's saying that it is coming. But because it's earth, it's slow, it takes time, it moves in a very, very slow pace. So you have to have patience. You have to have patience, but you will be coming to the end result that you are looking for. You will come out on the other side of it, and you will be able to see things from a higher vantage point. Again, we're getting this aspect of truth. We're getting this aspect of some kind of realization that is going to be taking place. Something is going to be revealed here. Something is going to be revealed here for you. So yeah. It's not for nothing. All of your effort, everything that you have been pushing towards, it's not for nothing. And you will be shown the way. You will be shown the truth. The realization is coming. Behind that, by the way, we have passion ignited. So again, this is like the Ace of Wands card in tarot. And this is like judgment. There is a certain new spark, new beginning that is going to be lighted in you. Because of this truth, because of this realization, because of this illumination. And look at this, like this illumination is coming through in these rays as well, so beautifully. You will get to your destination. You will get there. You will get to the top. You will see what this was all for. And maybe we'll even see through the tarot now. Maybe we'll get a peek at that. But yeah, this feels so hopeful and just so encouraging. So if you feel like giving up, don't. Do not give up. Because the end is going to be coming. You will be reaching this end goal here. But let's see if we can get some clarifications about this energy. So let's see why you had to go through this burden, why you had to force yourself, why you had to keep persevering, and why you had to keep facing the same obstacles and keep pushing through difficulty. Why you had to go through that. What was it meant to teach you? Oh my goodness. Wow, we're getting 3 cards, but I guess we're taking them. And the 10 of Swords. We have the Hierophant in reverse with the 6 of Swords in reverse with the 6 of Wands. Yeah, with this Hierophant being here, I feel like you weren't getting the message. There was something that you just weren't seeing. There was something that you just weren't realizing. Even though I feel like your higher self and your spiritual team and all of your kind of energetic support was trying to illuminate for you. They were trying to make you realize how you keep repeating the same cycle and how you're not actually moving forward, how you're not actually stepping into new experiences. You just weren't seeing that. So they kind of had to push that lesson on a loop. They had to put that on a loop so that you could kind of come out on top and learn to overcome any setbacks. You may have doubted your own ability to leave a certain event or a certain experience that you went through in the past. You may have doubted your own ability to actually leave it behind. Because with the 6 of Swords in reverse and the 10 of Swords coming out over here, it feels that something in the past, something that ended, something that you lost, something painful that you went through, it was still lingering in your energetic field. You weren't quite letting it go. You weren't quite turning your back on it. There was something that was still remaining very much in your present life, in your present circumstances. Because you were unable to walk away from it, I feel that your spiritual team had to kind of interfere and start making you see, because you weren't, again, there's something about learning a certain lesson that just wasn't happening. You just were not learning this lesson that you were meant to learn. So yeah, so you were kind of forced to keep going through it again and again and again, until you were finally successful in overcoming these challenges, overcoming these setbacks. So let's say that, I'm just going to give you a quick example. So let's say that you were in a relationship and it ended badly, and you were like trying to recover from it, and it took some time and it was difficult. But then the next person came along and kind of the same thing happened. Or you started noticing the same patterns, the same situations, the same problems, the same arguments coming up. Or maybe even the same traits in this new person that you saw in your previous partner. You kept you started to keep seeing, I'm not sure whether that's the right term, but you know what I'm saying. You kept seeing these same traits, these same things, these same themes coming up in these new experiences that you were encountering. And you just weren't like realizing why that is. Why was that the case? But the truth of it was because you hadn't actually left something that was in the past. You haven't quite left that in the past, and you hadn't quite learned your lesson from that. You hadn't realized what that situation, what that, let's keep with this example, what that relationship was meant to teach you. You hadn't learned the lesson, so you kept going through this lesson again and again and again with new people, or just the same lesson kept repeating itself. So it was repeated for you by your spiritual team. It was meant to test you. It was meant to push you. It was meant to, as I said, push you almost to this breaking point, so that you could realize that it is in your power to release yourself of that cycle, to walk away from this cycle, to leave it in the past. And because of the Six of Wands, I also feel that it has something to do with your self-esteem, with your confidence, with your self-belief. Something to do with that. And that's what you had to rediscover. That's what you had to that's what had to be strengthened in you. And I feel like that's kind of what happened, because it's coming out upright. And because of these beautiful cards coming out over here, which again tell me that the end is coming. This culmination point of you finally reaching the other end of that tunnel is looming. So let's see what you can expect from these new energies that are materializing next. Oh my God, do you see? The Five of Pentacles in reverse just plopped out of the deck. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is so beautiful. Exactly. Knight of Swords in reverse. Exactly. Like you'll... this feeling of struggle, this feeling of strife, this feeling of like, why am I being punished this way? Why am I being put through this? What is the point of that? Like again, almost feeling like wanting to give up. That is coming to an end. But one more, please. What will this new energy that is materializing next for Cancer, what is it going to bring? Oh my God. And the Knight of Swords still came out. Ooh! Four of Wands. Okay, well, let me get those cards out over here. So it's, I don't know why, but the Knight of Swords kind of came out upright this time, even though it was reversed before. I'm kind of move those a bit because, yeah. And we have the Devil as the underlying energy here. Oh, with the Tower. Oh, I love that. And the Lovers coming out in reverse. Now, because of that, like we had the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups in reverse behind that. It actually could be a relationship thing, or like some kind of relationship dynamic, or maybe I should say like love life pattern that you were following. For some of you, it could actually be the case that I was talking about as an example. Because of this Devil card here, which again is indicating that there was something that kept recurring. There was something that you just couldn't shake, that you just couldn't let go of, that was so overwhelming and so overpowering. But look at that. It's being broken down. It's being broken down. And again, because of the Lovers in reverse coming out, I feel that what is being broken down is some kind of dysfunctional pattern of yours. If it's one specific relationship that you just can't shake, then I feel like you'll be able to break free. It's kind of coming down. There will be this shift that is happening where you are released from this connection that you just can't shake. But just in general, like even with this Knight of Swords, and I love that, it's so crazy how you can even see the mountains behind that. It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy how these cards are working together. But the Knight of Swords is the most powerful, the most determined, the most forceful knight of all. And knights are all about movement. They are all about movement. And especially when it comes to the Knight of Swords, he's being driven forward from a place of clarity, from a place of truth, from a place of sincerity. So I see you, again, getting this whole new vantage point. I see this realization. I see this aha moment and this breaking free of being a slave to this cycle, taking your power back from that. Breaking that cycle, seeing, like, I feel like the realization of it is what is going to break the cycle. You finally seeing things clearly, things being illuminated for you. And you standing up against going down that same pattern again, or allowing the same kind of treatment from people, or following the same experiences and like just doing the same things that kept dragging you into this spiral. You're not going to do that anymore. You're going to stand up against that. And that is going to allow you to break free from this struggle, to break free from this really heavy and really burdensome and really tiring loop that you have been in. That's the only way that I can say it. There has been a loop, and now you are breaking it. You are finally realizing the truth of it, and you are standing up against it. Oh my goodness. I love this reading. Oh my God, I really do. And I am so happy that I got to deliver this. And I hope that you enjoyed this too, and that it gave you a certain sense of strength to keep going. If this cycle is what you are in right now, if this is something that you are still very much struggling with, and I kind of feel like, at least for most of you, that's the case. Yeah, I hope that these messages offered you a certain sense of reassurance and a certain sense of strength for the future. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. Thank you so much, my sweet Cancerians, for watching this reading. And if you did enjoy this, if this was yours and you actually resonated with this story, I would love it if you would let me know. You can leave me a thumbs up or you can leave me a comment, but I would love it the most if you decided to stick around for future readings and subscribed to this channel. So yeah, but that's it. Thank you so, so much. I am sending you guys so much love and light, my sweet Cancer. Please take care of yourselves and be gentle and kind with yourselves, okay? Okay. I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.